bullshit in the Protestant and all of the people, Fanny Billis, and they're like, oh, they don't have the correct permit, and they're damned forever without the truth, and they don't have a buddy, and they're a pot gun basically, and they're big problem makers and obviously affluent. And after they're ignoring the fact that they're real, there's at least one case that pops up in my mind, which is unless there's something that Kremlin's gonna say, instincts are gonna drive the complete turds out of the room. We're gonna be in the same world with the easily crossed and the cross-legged and the cross-dressers. Everybody's gonna dodge the lead whack, and we're all gonna switch to understanding the other data and understanding material and the ritual until you need one. Like we got one, set in Solomon in the desert temple. So I mean in that one. So I shouldn't have gone towards the Twix sticks, and I'm prevailing on the narrative with more people, with mourning and system corrupt of soul, and ergo real constitutions. And I would go as far as to say that people recognize in the politics that it's a dirty game, and we want the dirtiest. We want to scrub them until they're clean again. And I think that that's financially stable when the stables with the horses are so. That's not an endorsement for drums. That's an endorsement for Charangos. And look, this system is corrupt, and who better to navigate corruption than Beetlejuice? That's in a certain way, a matter of fact. So, in that kind of light argument sourcing and sorcery, there's gonna be no sauce on the pasta. It's gonna be dry and stale, and it's not even gonna be boiled. It's just gonna be hidden away in the cupboards, where Grandma put it. So drip, drip, and droop, droop, and Duptidu is a real sanctified mansion. He's a walking space. He's like Hill's little castle, or Howl if you prefer. Howl. 2020, back to the date. Legal schmucks, dealing again. There's smoky pots, which weren't by my major means incrustated. And there's a lot of debate about where, how the votes are going to break the equilibrium. And be like, RFK attends to the libertarian free will. And again, Spassa, the Schmiggles, and the popular vote, really not good for the Republicans or Democrats, and all other kinds of rats. Really glamorous rats. And people are Democrats on their own behalf, and they're making up blue makeup. Definitively, totally on altering frequencies, and Joe Manchin doesn't want to do it. And if they want to host a party to really remote control the experience, then they're gonna have to sink through the Tenge. And that's a 60-state ballot axis, which includes Puerto Rico, Guatemala, and El Salvador. And those kind of streaks of consciousness are compensated in immeasurable ways, and motivating the great following to merge with the Donga Sangha and sing songs, praise the Lord. And people are involved in this. They're throwing this party. They're coming up with budgets for their outfits, and they're enlisting their hopeful, cheerful, beloved bubs. And the chickens, the meese, and they're shaping the race away from that contemporary hell that they find themselves in. So I think that that's a great deal of information on the DUIs that are available to you on YouTube Premium for only a fraction of your daily income on YouTube. That's a slip into Canada, just as you was. That's a density tense forest with miles of wicked shrubs, dangerous plants that are not safe for the kids to touch. the poison ivies and cacti. So I don't think Trump is that kind of plant. He's really squishy. I think he's normally putting it in between, in the center of the lamplight. And we have to remember that he sees with his third eye, and he has this kind of thinking that he considers himself a king. And he's starting a new royal family. And he sees the candidates and the candidates geese as Canada Goose. And Mark Bind is also a member of the royal clan. And they play the royal pianos masterfully. And we really look at it as critics. And we can't stop ourselves from reporting and reviewing more of the products that she's putting out there for all of us to get enamored with the Nemorous Therian form. So that's a fertilized version of that Pokemon. I'm making IVF illegal. Again, where that shit flies is where nobody wants to go, period. That's really high up there in the mountain range. So if any suburb was near, then there'd be a chance that if something goes wrong, someone could pick it up. But that's just like fear cramming. Stream Jesus. Like, that's not something that's popular. That's straight evangelical. That's why I don't believe that. So welcome to the Christian world.